This video is protected by the Fair Use Act, the Treaty of Peace and Friendship of 1787, Title 18, 8 U.S.C. 1, 3, 2, 4, the Treaty of Madrid 1880, and UCC 1-308. Romeric Mims, otherwise known by his Moorish appellation, El Royal, comes back to the grocery store that he was banned from because he objected to two LDS missionaries pushing their Christianity on patrons. Somehow he meets his fraternal twin brother Billy, otherwise known by his nickname Buckwheat, supposedly because he closely resembles Buckwheat from the TV show Li'l Rascals.
Romeric, how nice it is to see you again.
Nice to see you too.
The LDS missionaries and the Jehovah's Witnesses are away from this part of Chicago. They went to the Bread Pack area, the risky business, breakfast club and Ferris Bueller parts of Chicago. I haven't seen Caleb or Sophia in some time.
I better not see them pushing their watchtower on me. It is high treason.
Please, Romeric. Why, in the new Hickey, do you need to go on the Title 18, 8 USC 1, 3, 2, 4 path again? You're still my brother, and this is really not the time to go Moorish sovereign citizen and Title 18, 8 USC 1, 3, 2, 4.
The Moor-o-Mart is almost empty. Where, in the new Hickey, should I go for food?
Buckwheat say, my brother Romeric, O-Tay. Moorish science, not O-Tay.
Happy Thursday, everybody! I'm very, very happy that the Supreme Court has seen through its wisdom to keep me on the ballot in every state in this country. After tonight's primary, there's gonna be a really huge jump in my delegate count, and we won't have to hear about Nikki Haley ever again.
Amigos USA. Amigos USA.
And now for an Article 3 Moorish rant by Sabir Begging Bey, in capitis minutio nolo, in propria persona sui juris, and other Moorish new Hickey.
Black people are not citizens of the United States of America Corporational Company. That was a decision of Dred Scott versus Sandford, 1857. He probably found that information from an outdated edition of the Black's Law Dictionary in the library. In this ruling, the U.S. Supreme Court stated that enslaved people were not citizens of the United States Corporational Company and, therefore, could not expect any protection from the federal government or the courts. The opinion also stated that Congress had no authority to ban slavery from a federal territory. In 1846, an enslaved black man named Dred Scott and his wife, Harriet, sued for their freedom in St. Louis Circuit Court. They claimed that they were free due to their residence in a free territory where slavery was prohibited. The odds were in their favor. They had lived with their enslaver, an army surgeon, at Fort Snelling, then in the Free Territory of Wisconsin. The Scots' freedom could be established on the grounds that they had been held in bondage for extended periods in a free territory and were then returned to a slave state. Courts had ruled this way in the past. However, what appeared to be a straightforward lawsuit between two private parties became an 11-year legal struggle that culminated in one of the most notorious decisions ever issued by the United States Supreme Court. Scott lost his case, which worked its way through the Missouri state courts. He then filed a new federal suit, which ultimately reached the Supreme Court. On its way to the Supreme Court, the Dred Scott case grew in scope and significance as slavery became the single most explosive issue in American politics. By the time the case reached the High Court, it had come to have enormous political implications for the entire nation. On March 6, 1857, Chief Justice Roger B. Taney read the majority opinion of the court, which stated that enslaved people were not citizens of the United States and, therefore, could not expect any protection from the federal government or the courts. The opinion also stated that Congress had no authority to ban slavery from a federal territory. This decision moved the nation a step closer to the Civil War.
My child, this is your prophet, noble Jawali, from up above. My child, well spoken about the Dred Scott decision. However, there are a few things you forgot to mention. The decision of Scott versus Sandford, considered by many legal scholars to be the worst ever rendered by the Supreme Court, was overturned by the 13th and 14th Amendments to the Constitution, which abolished slavery and declared all persons born in the United States of America Corporational Company to be citizens of the United States of America Corporational Company. My child, I hope you do not charge $125 for the lesson of Scott versus Sandford. My child, go back to school. I command you.
I need it quiet. Quiet so that I can hear my ID.
You don't need to hear your ID. Me, ma, mommy, ma. I am at Five Guys. Mommy, ma. Pass the pickles.
Baby, are you ready to go?
Yes.
We're not doing the Mile High Club thing. You never know who has been in the bathrooms before.
Okay.
And when you're visiting Slovenia, be best.
My nationality is Moorish.
More ready bits!
We're still not doing Mile High Club.
If Carmen and Amio's USA to the Mile High Club, I'll put a lien on them, this time, 30,000 Moorish dolarium.
Find out in episode 6 of the new Hickey if the Mile High Club happens.
All rise and stand, and remain standing, so that you can hear and obey the Article 3 Moorish Consular Court action. Cancel all of your corporational contracts. Every one of them.
Hey, Luna, do a super chat. Don't just talk about it. Do it. Title 18, 8 USC 1, 3, 2, 4. The Moroccozel has not yet kicked in. Stay away from Moorish science. It will ruin your life. That's my purse. I don't know you.